Hello there everyone, we are still playing Gabriel Knight 1 Sins of the Fathers, and we are about to go back to the bookstore and I think
Here I am.
Oh
about to
boy,
end
party
day
time.
1.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you know anything about snakes?
Doing a family tree, Gabriel?
Very funny. I mean, real
Yes.
snakes, you know, scaly, cold-blooded. I would have thought you'd find them empathetic.
I know very little about reptiles of any kind and prefer to keep it that way. I think there's a book on snakes around here somewhere, though.
Okay, thanks. Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Could you see what you can find out about a woman named Malia Getty?
The name Getty sounds familiar. What's your interest in her?
Oh, just, you know, stuff about the voodoo murders. If you can get an address.
The murders, right. I'll see what I can find out. Well, it's about closing time.
So it is. Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gabriel. And
Sorry.
try not to drink.
That was my knuckles cracking, didn't expect that to happen. Just stretching my fingers.
Good morning. Don't you look swell today? Actually, swollen. So have some. There's a fresh pot on the table. Seriously, you look like hell. Your hair is sticking straight up like a... Oh, it always does that. Never mind.
Ha.
Did you dream about the fire and the hanged guy and that lion thing last night?
Leopard, not lion. Did you get anything on Malia Getty?
Well, I did get her address, but you're a little out of your league here, big fella. The Gettys own 3 local hospitals, just to name a few of their assets. They run in very high circles.
Did you get an address?
I got the address. I suppose this has nothing to do with the fact that Malia Getty is incredibly gorgeous. I should have known you wouldn't go for a rich, ugly socialite.
And that address is?
Hey, far be it from me to postpone your total humiliation. It's 557 West Ingram. That's the Garden District. Estate City.
That's all I wanted to know. And yes, my dear, Malia Getty is the most dangerous looking diversion I have ever seen.
Ugh, men.
Yeah, Gabriel Knight is not recommending himself very much as a protagonist, I have to say. Well, anyway, we need to talk to Grace a bit more before we leave today.
Got a minute, Greg?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Dana called and Susie left a message about a lawsuit.
Toss 'em.
Okie dokie. Well, that's all the messages for now.
Tossing a message about a lawsuit doesn't sound very wise, but, well, the 90s were different, I guess.
Times dated June 19th, 1993. A front page article describes the most recent of the voodoo murders. Gabriel scans it but learns nothing new. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crime is fake. Gabriel shivers. It looked real enough to him. Elsewhere, there's an article about the history of Jackson Square, called the Plaza d'Armes on the French Roof. It was used for executions, firing squads, hangings, even impalement and breaking on the wheel. Yikes! Of course, these days, it's mostly a hangout for tourists, street musicians, and local artists. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instincts.
I feel a dark star rising, all right.
Many yikes there. Plaza Dharma. Well, things have improved. Maybe not as far as you would like them to, but well, it beats no change, that's for sure.
I'll be back later.
Have fun.
Okay, so it's time for the Voodoo Museum. There we go.
Welcome, my friend. Hello. I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that.
That is a very tall man with impressively broad shoulders. Hello?
A street drummer has settled outside the museum. Gabriel can't do anything with the drummer on the street.
Yeah, I guess that's for the best.
It's an electrical switch.
Trying to listen to the sound here. Huh. I mean, whatever else you can say about the game, the sound really is quite good. Okay, well, let's just look around.
The voodoo shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
What, you mean like apples? Seriously, what is all this? Hey,
Wouldn't be much of a voodoo museum without a voodoo doll.
some beads, some money. What's that noise? This is a cross? What, the double F?
Well, that looks sacrilegious.
Yeah? You could say that.
A flyer advertising Magenta Moon, a local voodooienne. Her parlor is on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine.
Dauphine, I would say. Oh, Magentia Moonbeam. I guess that's a 90s thing. Let's just move on. Wishing stump.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card says.
Funny, I say the same thing to women. I wish Molly Getty were mine forever. Really? I mean it.
What was that?
Huh? Nothing.
Oh, that's not a painting. I mean, technically it is, but
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
yeah, I didn't expect the snake to, well, be an in-universe live specimen, is what I'm trying to say. So let's chat.
Could I ask you a few questions?
That is why I am here.
Oop. Sorry.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo, or the voodoo currently practiced in the city.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper. I know they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
Do you know anything about snakes?
You have perhaps noticed the museum snake, Mr. Knight? They are beautiful creatures. Do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
Tell me about yourself.
Me?
Yes, if you don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I wanted to help preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
What kind of background in voodoo do you have?
Let us just say I cut my teeth on it, Mr. Knight. It is in my blood.
Do you do anything besides run the museum?
No, the museum does not make me a rich man, but my material needs are simple. I prefer to focus on my one true interest in life.
What are your own religious beliefs?
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Just tell me anything.
I am originally from the West Indies myself, you know.
Really? What brought you to New Orleans?
I was drawn here for personal reasons.
Actually, I can't think of a thing.
Then let us discuss something else.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion, formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, with the French and Spanish-ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importings of slaves from that region.
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indian slaves. Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indian slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
Okay, well, I guess we are settling in for a long lecture here.
And what happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight. If only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou St. John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons, and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances, right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real deal.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
There were a variety of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses. But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
Okay, actually gained some points for all that. That's good.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or grifo. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo. It is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in the religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I personally am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo, but it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
Tell me about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaux, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any run-in this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
Seems a little bit questionable to me, maybe?
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the Gree are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
Okay, well, I think we are done for today.
In our authentic looking pole marks the center of the room. Authentic what? Gabriel isn't sure.
Yeah, it holds up the ceiling as well as anything else, I guess.
Please, do not touch the drums. They are authentic.
Authentic what?
Drums. Do not touch them.
Okay. Skull with the top hat.
Reminds me of a book critic for the New York Times.
I don't think I'll speculate on what that means.
Looks like Jack Nicholson.
Are you referring to the Penguin in the Batman movie? Otherwise,
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Goodbye.
you are very rude, sir. Let's see, this is new.
The
Oh,
sign
let's
on the
have a
front
look
door
here.
of Magenta's home reads, Attuning with the Spirit Realm, back on June 22nd.
Okay, well, let's go here. Huh.
Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall. The wall doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it does.
Gabriel can't take the marks with him that way. The wall doesn't work that way.
Well, you're giving me the chance to try.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
Yeah, I expect that to be some kind of a map. And with that, I think I'll end the episode here. Stay tuned, we have a whopping 315 points left to gather. If I manage. We'll see.